welcome to Educator L's Learning Lounge. My name is Lynn. I am a special education teacher in a rural district in Missouri. I am starting a new job this year, so I am excited. The school district I'm going to is a little bit bigger than the one I was at before, but it's still considered a small school. I am excited. I have to go down today and pick up some things from my storage unit because of course, I had too much stuff to put just in my apartment from my classroom. There's still going to be stuff that I'm not going to get today just because of the fact that it's heavier items and I'll have to have my husband help me. So I'm off to go get storage items from my old storage unit from my former town and then come back up to come to my new school. Now, luckily, I only moved about an hour away, so it's a pain in the butt, but it needs to get done. So today it's about 7:30 in the morning and I'm going to head out and go down there and do that. Might meet my old para from last year. Well, of course, I've been with her for the last 4 years. We were wanting to get together for lunch, so we might do an early lunch and then I will head back up to my classroom. We shall see. So thanks for joining me here and enjoy watching Setup Day 3. Part of getting ready for the school year for teachers is getting up early again when we've been off all summer and been used to being able to sleep in. So last night I did not get to bed. I think we went to bed around 1 o'clock in the morning. So okay, that's not a good way to start the whole get back into the routine, but I did because I was working on some school stuff. And so my husband also stayed up just because he wanted to. So now we are on Thursday and I decide, okay, I'm going to go and run and do all these things. Well, so the funny thing is I get in the car and it's about 7:30 in the morning and I realize, oops, I forgot my school key. So I go back in. So I now have my school key with me. Yay. So I was doing my intro video and remembered, oh yeah, if I'm going to go to my storage unit, I need my storage unit key. Yes, it's one of these millions of keys on here, so I'll figure out which one it is. I usually can figure it out pretty fast just because of what lock it is. The funny thing is this is from my first car I ever had, which was a Geo Tracker. So I still have this because it was on this, and so I just kept this as my keychain for my key ring. Some of these I think were for like locks that were on like little bitty locks on suitcases, and then some of these other ones are locks that are clearly from different kinds of locks. So but each one of them has like what the name of it is or where you can, what it belongs to. So yeah, this is my keys of keys ring. So headed back to the storage unit now, 7:34 a.m. So headed home to get the hubby classroom teaching, and I will take that podium with me, but I will never get rid of that podium until I am sure I am retired, because again, it is a very beautiful wooden podium that I love. So anyway, I digress. Sorry, I chase rabbits. So off to home, storage unit, back to school, and then hopefully home to rest. I don't know. Then I'm going to actually probably do some paperwork when I get home. We just got all of our training material for, those lovely videos that you have to do every year. And I'm also, because I am a special education teacher, I'm going to do CPI training, which is crisis prevention intervention. And I've already done it multiple times. I did it when I was a paraprofessional in a special ed classroom, and then I did it again every year when I was teaching special education. So it's nothing new to me, so not a huge deal, but because it's a new district, I have to do the online part and the physical part, which they just teach you how to make a situation, try to calm the situation down before it escalates, but then what to do if it does escalate. So that's something that, as a special education teacher, it's just a great idea for us to have that, and it's a safe way to keep you, your staff, the other students, and the student in crisis in a safe manner. And so it's always good to have a refresher, so I have one every year because of the fact that most likely I would be one person who would be called to do it. So I've never had to use it at all in all my years, knock on wood, wherever some wood is, but I've never had to do the holds. I do the other part, which is the de-escalation. So basically, again, the whole idea is if you can de-escalate the situation before it turns into a crisis situation, that's just the way you want to go. So I've learned as a teacher through all these years, it's just so much better to take care of the problem and de-escalate it. You don't want to get in a power struggle with a kid because you're not going to win. As soon as you got into the power struggle, you lost. That's just the way it is. So that child is going to do everything they can to save face in front of their peers, and you are not going to win as the teacher no matter what happens. So it's just best to try to get the situation under control. And today is technically day 4 of setup for my classroom. Yesterday, really all I did was went and got stuff from my storage unit. I got 2 different loads in my very spacious car. My second load, I had my husband come help me because it was my bigger items, such as my personal desk chair and my refrigerator and microwave. So we had fun just going and seeing my parents when we went down there, just because my storage unit is back where I used to live, and that's where they are. So we spent a lot of time yesterday. I actually went and met my paraprofessional from the last 4 years. I met her for lunch. So each time I went down to the storage unit, I ended up eating. So, okay, so I ended up spending more time socializing than I did getting stuff done. So, whatever, it was a good time. So, today I'm getting a little bit of a late start, and I have to run to Walmart real quick. I want to get a step ladder because a lot of the bulletin boards that I have are actually up a little bit higher than I'm used to. So, I'm going to be safe, and I'm going to get a step ladder instead of standing on a chair. So, but I'm going to go ahead and run to Walmart, grab one of those, and then go up to the classroom and get to work. Hello, so day 4 of trying to get my room ready. I will show you around the room for the beginning of the day, and hopefully I'll have a lot of progress. Remember yesterday we brought in a bunch of stuff that did not get put away yet, so here we go. This is all stuff there on the cabinet that we brought in, except for that board that was already here. My husband took this shelf and put it down on the floor for me. Some more stuff I brought in. More stuff over there, including my refrigerator, microwave. I just moved this little table from this side of the desk because some of these wires don't reach very well if I had the desk all the way against the wall. So we're going to see I'm just trying to move things around and figure out where I'm going to put things right now. So again, hopefully I can get rid of those 2 boards because I don't see what I would need them for right now. So, all right, beginning of day 4. So this is going to be my calendar area. I just put the calendar up. I don't do like a calendar time with my students on the actual calendar itself. If I do a calendar time, I like to have it up there so they can see what the calendar is going to look like. And we talk about how to actually use a calendar, not just by adding another number, because that's probably something they're doing in their regular classrooms, especially with the younger grades. But with the older grades, we hopefully would not have to review that. So you can see here, I have sticky clips. A lot of them, it looks like maybe they actually melted a little. So you saw I had to move some of them back to where they belong. And so we'll see if these work. If not, I will take them off and replace them with new sticky clips. I have plenty of those. Up here, because of the fact that this is the nice paper that you can reuse, I put 3 sticky clips here to hold the actual tag. So each month I just slide it in and out. So with these, I put the numbers in and I'll just put them in there. If I have a holiday or a birthday or whatever, I'll just go ahead and leave the number where it is and put the actual thing that goes there with it in front of the number. That way I don't lose my numbers, because I have in the past tried doing it and then you have to go find the numbers. So this is my bag of numbers and it has all the holidays on it. I also have on the back of a lot of them, like it will say when that actual holiday is. Of course, I can't find one right now. So, but it'll say when the holiday is so that so I don't have to guess. And so what happens is I put this one, this is all the months and they're in the correct order. So I will put a command hook up in one of my closets and just hang this from that. And then same thing with the bag. I have a little binder clip and I will just put it on the bag and then hang the bag up inside my closet as well, just so that I know where my stuff is when it's time to change the calendar every month. So something I just decided to do, because this board was I ran out of borders to where it looked a little off. So I took a bigger border that I have, and it is this one over here. So this has like the big dots on it. I went ahead and cut out those circles and put them on the corners just to make it look a little bit more even. So first time I've done that, I kind of like it. So obviously I like to do polka dots with lots of colors just because that goes with any school theme no matter what. So this year our theme is going to be Western, so I like to keep the colorful polka dots, confetti as my main theme, and then I try to incorporate the actual school theme each year. 5 o'clock, so I'm getting ready to head home. You can see my progress. Didn't really do much over here. Well, that's just a mess because it's still stuff that's being unpacked. Huge mess here. I got that bulletin board and this one. It's one huge board. I'm going to put a Western theme border around that. Those are bandanas that I bought. And so I kind of hope they look okay. Of course, again, I like the different colors. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue. But I had to put a gray, pink, and white in there. Again, mess. Have my little cowgirl hat up there because, again, the Western theme. I put this material around the desk. We'll see if I like that. I'm not sure. So I actually put it up there with some magnets that are just holding it up there right now. So I might leave it like that. I don't know. We'll see. I'm flattening out a calendar under here. So this is just kind of all the stuff sitting on here. Again, just stuff that needs to be put away here. I got my toolbox over here ready to go. And then I have my date, and I'll put the lunch menu up there because kids always want to know what's for lunch, even though they might not be in here during lunch. Doesn't matter. So those are my skip counting numbers, and then that's the numbers 1 through 10. I plan to use that just so kids can look ahead to see what's coming up for the week. So this is kind of just our weekly agenda calendar. Alphabet up there. If you were watching the earlier part, I messed up and I left out MNO, so I had to go back and redo it, which was fine because it needs to be done correctly because, you know, we can't leave letters out. This board I think I'm going to use for like where they check in for their feelings. So it's going to be the color. Today is Monday, August 4th, I believe. Yes, Monday, August 4th. I am getting ready to go turn some paperwork into my district so that I can have all my paperwork stuff done. I was kind of waiting until some of the stuff came through for my name change because of the fact that I got married and I wanted it all in my married name. So it's a little bit behind, so I'm headed up there now to central office to get all of that done. Then I don't know if I'm going to stay in my classroom and get some stuff done. I have a lot of stuff to do here at the house because of the fact that we just moved, so lots of stuff to do. It's a crazy busy time. So tomorrow does start new teacher PD, so I have that to do tomorrow. I haven't seen a schedule yet. I don't know where I'm supposed to go tomorrow or what time we're supposed to be there. So I did send an email asking about that information just because with it being new teachers, I don't know if it's going to be over at the high school because it's not just our building that has new teachers, or if each building is doing something different. I don't know. So I'm just waiting to hear back for that just so that I can make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be there. So, but yeah, today has just been working on my house for right now, and like I said, I'm headed to the district office now to turn some paperwork in.